Hi, I'm Exofora and finally welcome to a new video. A few days ago I was having a conversation with someone who was arguing that if you wanna make good sounds you need to start from good samples, and I completely disagree. That's why I wanted to prove them that you can make any sound out of anything. So follow me on Twitch, thank you for all your support, and let's just get right into the video. We're making snowball kicks. What's up everyone? Good evening. This is the video. Yeah. First thing, I need to align this. There. Loop it so. Then I'm gonna do something that I usually say not to do, like cropping like this without any fader. Yeah, this sound actually is pretty strange because yeah, we got the impact, and then this region has a lot of bass. I'm gonna cut some of this. We don't need that, I think. Okay, first step. I don't care. I'm just gonna distort it. I'm doing this just to squash the sound a little bit. First thing that I hear that I don't like is actually a lot of side rumbleness that I don't like. So I'm gonna pop up our Pro Q, put it on side mode. So yeah, I don't think we need those frequencies. I'm just gonna boom. Here we go. Okay, so now we got this. It's nothing exciting, but I'm gonna leave a little bit of the noise in this area that might sound useless now, but trust me guys, we're gonna destroy this with this, distortion, and it's gonna sound good. Actually, like give a little bit of crunch that we absolutely need. As you can see, I'm not doing anything crazy, just distortion EQ. Oh shit, it might actually be easier to make a tail with this. Why is this? This is a fucking great tail, I mean. Okay. I think I'm gonna keep it. It's pretty crazy. This sound of the door closing is perfect for making a kick. Like, I wouldn't even edit it that much, but this one, that's the real challenge. I'm gonna prove everyone that you can make any sound out of anything. Let's proceed. We need to improve this. I'm gonna yeah, I think I'm gonna duplicate this, just freeze and flatten. We just want to take the transient of this, like something silly. These. I'm keeping this just as this fucking annoying transient. Yeah, it's gonna make the difference. Then I'm gonna duplicate this one too. I'm gonna mute this one actually. First channel. Freeze. Flatten. I'm doing this a lot because I like to work on steps. I could like start to play with the pitch. Okay, so let's just. We might actually want some reverb. I might actually just use this one. From Ableton, you got many different algorithms. You can play with them. Now, I wanted to do something like this. I don't actually dislike how we're working with the sound, but it needs way more polish if we want to make it an actual punch. Okay, we can try the make it a very tonal punch like for raw style, or more hard industrial techno-ish. That's what you actually prefer. Like we can choose a note and stick to it to make a very high peak. Like something like that, like extreme peaks. You create a very high peak and then distort it. I think that the basic saturator from Ableton is actually pretty fine. Okay. We got some extreme punch, right? Actually, it doesn't sound that bad. If we add back the transient, it doesn't sound that bad. Like we can do something funnier, like adding peaks. A technique that I started to use a lot is like making very strange dips like these, then move them together. Feels like a phaser or like a quality reduction, but I love that I can play with this and get some strange glassy effects. This is fun. You put them down instead of up, like this sounds very nice to me. If we want to actually see if the punch is actually working, we might just find a tail. This. Not that bad. Now that we have like a very yeah, not that complex chain down here, we can modify one of the starting parameters like the pitch, and it's gonna completely change the sound as every little detail that we change the start. Gonna go through this whole chain. Yeah, let's see how it sounds if we just I prefer it like lower. Like we can even go. You get basically a spoon tech key royalty stick. This of course needs a little bit more editing, but this is actually very raw. Make things even stranger, we can like take this and put it there and reverse it with R. Yeah, but then we lose the actual curve. Okay, now we can like go back to our main, to our first snowball. Duplicate once more. Now we can play with this. So we can basically layer it with the other character and get something interesting. I like the highs, this snowball. Might actually fit with the lower tone, this character. I need to change a lot of things here. If we want to use this layer 2, we can put an reverb, another distortion. I'm basically using the same plugins like EQ, distortion, a touch of reverb. Maybe you can use delays if you want to go crazy. Of course, yeah, I'm using EQs like this also, which is not like the norm, but sounds good, so fuck it. Now, if we want to get like that industrial kind of punch, with a very high tone that feels like a slap that you hear in a lot of industrial tracks, I think we can actually enhance the noise. Yeah, that part of the. We just need this as a layer, as I think the main tone of the punch is right there. Very spooky. Now that we got that sound, we can actually like move it like that. We need to absolutely increase like the volume on this layer. It feels way too on the back. Yeah. I don't know if you can feel how basically this layer is higher tone and transcend into this layer which is lower, so you got that chum chum. So you get both like the slap and the tone for your kick, which is nice. Now if we wanna have like some lows, as Gospel said before, and of course I'm not gonna use pre-made sounds, I'm gonna use the snowball to do that. Okay, so we need a sub bass tone for the punch. I don't want the bass on the punch to be too overwhelming way, because I want to feel the bass coming from the rumble. I think that the bass on the punch just need to make the rumble flow better, like something that goes boom boom. If we want to use this as a bass layer, I think we can. Actually, it doesn't sound bad. Like for what it needs to do, is not that off. Maybe we can get even further, like by warping it. Go into envelopes, clip, transposition. Pay attention, don't like warp it to beats and then transpose, or otherwise it won't work. You need to play around with the algorithms a little bit. Now it actually sounds worse alone, but in context, can you feel like the hum? That's everything we need for a punch. I think the punch actually is pretty much there. Like, yeah, I just needed to increase a little bit. I think it's pretty nice. Bloody nice. Moving into the next step, which is group processing. Like, take them all, Ctrl G, group them, and now that we actually get a group, oh yeah, we can finally work with all the layers together. Yeah, first thing that I usually do is actually put in a limiter, because I want to see the waveform. Now we can see the transient, it's way louder than the other sounds, so I'm gonna lower it a little bit. It really sounds like it feels or it looks coherent. That's why I love using limiters, because they give me information of the actual loudness without freezing channels and stuff. Now I'm gonna show you another plugin that I haven't used before, but it's probably the best distortion plugin ever. Trash 2 from Isotope, and I think it's like no longer available because Isotope made a new version of it and shut down all the support for Trash 2, which is insane. A lot of distortion algorithms, stages also of distortion. You can play with the waveform, you can have like filters, convolution, dynamics, which is a compressor, I think, delay. Usually I go with clip control, which is basically just a clipper, and I usually switch to this mode. So I can basically squash it a little bit more. I think the punch is actually pretty cool. Like, it is not like one of those very slappy punches. If we wanted to make like more industrial techno-ish, like shorten this a lot. Now it feels more like those typical hard techno punches that are very short and leave a lot of room for rumbles. Holy fuck! Like, Where does this grid come from? Like from this part? Really? This is insane. This is actually better than expected. I made a punch, which was my intent, like creating a punch from, and this is the result. Like it's, I don't know, guys, if you're not convinced yet that you can do anything, I think this is fucking nuts. I may actually use this. One thing that I should do right now is maybe cutting the lows of these, which alone feel nice, but I don't want them to interfere with the base of the tail, so I'm just gonna make an automation of this low cut and yeah, take off the lows from this part of the tail. Something like this. We can also make a tail. I mean, can you hear that? A tail potential. Let me just see if I think with that we can absolutely use this for a tail. Let me just if we want to, we need to rebalance it. So I'm gonna search for multiband compressor. There is a preset that I use a lot, is this one, dynamic goodness. I use this because it basically gives me 5 bands to play with. That's all I need. I'm gonna raise the low a little bit. But yeah, put it on. Play with it. Yeah, I think we can also use these. Just lower a little bit high. Because we're gonna distort it later eventually, so we can actually get rid of some of the highs. Here, if it actually might work with the punch already. Okay, this sounds like impressive record stuff, but we need to make it longer, basically by increasing time. Decent. We're morphing the sound a little bit more, like this sub note is actually way high. I rather have it lower. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, like this is good. Like that, we can even go lower if we want. I think we can re-distort it once again. I mean, this is all the audio that I use is from this. I mean, sound design is so fun. This is fun as fuck. Now I'm gonna show you one of my favorite tricks for tails, because I love erosion. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, maybe yes, because my camera moved up once again. I'm gonna play with the white noise setting, as I love the higher distortion and crunchiness that it gives the sound. I'm gonna automate it. Now maybe like this. I think it's pretty much done. Regroup everything. Saturate everything. Once again. Increase the out. And here you go. If we want to test this out, I can... Okay, let's make a new track. And then just put a screech loop. I guess some here. Yeah, this fits perfectly, I think. And yeah,